I'm here with
Kitty, Belle,
and Chloe. And we've got a super fun craft for you, although it's not just a craft. We're practicing our knots with our super fun thing. Now, I used to do this all the time when I was a kid, but these campers have never done this activity before, so they didn't even know what I was talking about. I don't know how many of you have seen this. Now, this right here, it is a pine cone from our yard. Again, don't move wood products from one place to another. This came out of our backyard. It is a pine cone coated in peanut butter and bird seed with a piece of twine tied on the top of it. And this is a bird feeder that we will hang outside for the birds that don't migrate. We have a lot of robins in particular around here through the winter. It keeps dropping a few bird seeds through the winter that can use a little extra food, especially when it gets really cold and bare. So as we said, it has peanut butter. So if you're allergic to peanut butter, you'll need to find a different sticky substance to put on here. Peanut butter is not dangerous to birds, although some people think it is. It is not. So we did this, and as I said, we have a square knot that you can't really see and an overhand knot. So we have practiced our knots while we made our bird feeder that we will put outside after it stops raining here.
Yeah.
So, campers, you ready to see what you need to make our bird feeder?
Yeah!
Awesome. Now, the first thing that we're going to need to make our bird feeder is a pine cone. Now, you, of course, want to get your caregiver's permission before you get your pine cone, or you go outside to even go get it. You want one that doesn't have too much sap on it or too many pine needles. This one's still a little bit, yeah. Make sure it's clean and there aren't any bugs on it. So when the little, I don't know, I want to say they're petals, but they're not petals, but the little bits are raised up like this, it means that this pine cone has already dropped all of its seeds. So you want to make sure that it's already dropped its seeds before you go picking it up. So, because pine cone seeds are not exactly what the bird seed is. So our pine cone, again, caregiver's permission and all that good stuff for that. Next thing we're going to need is a couple of paper plates. We need one, we're going to put our peanut butter in, one we're going to put our peanut butter substitute if you need to are going that route, and the other to put our bird seed in. Now, with our peanut butter, some people think that peanut butter is bad for birds. Based on what we can find, it is not. It is safe for birds. Now, if you have an allergy, obviously you need to pick some other sort of substance and make sure that it's safe for birds. In fact, my parents have had birds that just eat peanuts. Bigger birds, the parrots, they'll just eat peanuts. They love peanuts. So creamy peanut butter is probably best. Caregiver's permission before you get the peanut butter out. So the next thing we're going to need is some bird seed. Something that's for the type of birds that you have in your area. So bird seed. This was actually a gift from a friend who had a Girl Scout troop who had made some bird feeders. So next thing is some of this is kind of the natural fiber twine kind of stuff. And then that way that as it disintegrates, it won't hurt your environment. So something like that, maybe some cotton string. You want it to be durable though. You don't want it to fall apart very quickly. And then we're going to need a knife to spread our peanut butter. Now we have a reusable plastic knife here. Caregiver's permission obviously, and these can be sharp, so be careful. We're going to need scissors to cut our twine. And of course, we're not going to forget this time to cover the table. I remembered. Yay! Cover the table, and of course, get your caregiver's permission before you start on any of this. So, campers, are you ready to see how to make your bird feeder?
Yeah!
Awesome. Now, we're going to start with our 2 paper plates. Now, you may want a plate to work on too. We're going to take our peanut butter and make sure and take our peanut butter and put it onto our plate. You don't need a super lot, but remember that once we start putting this knife on our pine cone, we do not want to go back in the jar. So once it touches the pine cone, that's enough for that knife in the jar. Put our lid back on. And the next thing, kind of during our prep step, now we want to make sure we have some twine to hang with. We'll have to, of course, tie a few knots. So maybe a foot or so. Measurement really isn't important, just twine like that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pour our bird seed into our plate. We'll be careful not to dump that all over the floor. So there's our bird seed. Okay. Now that we've got all that, we'll kind of set that aside for right this minute. Push up our sleeves. We're going to start. Now, if your pine cone has a little stem like this, you may tie to there. Otherwise, you might try and tie to here. So we'll tie it around, kind of, you'll see what I'm doing. It's a little bit hard to see, kind of towards the top, but not, all the way at the top, and kind of work it up under some of those little bits. Now we're actually going to try and make it kind of even. It's even enough. We're going to tie a square knot actually. So we start out right and left, right over left, and we twirl that under and pull. Remember that once that side crosses your body, you continue it that way. So then left over right, twirl that under, and as I said, pull straight. Now there is our square knot hiding up under there. Now we're going to match our ends together, and we're going to tie our overhand knot. So we take our non-knot tying hand. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show it to you left-handed first. For those of you that are left-handed, we know we've got our campers out there that are left-handed. So I'm going to hold this. I'm going to pretend I'm left-handed for a minute. Tie it in our non-knot tying hand. Take what would be our 3 fingers for Girl Scouts. We'll pinch, you see. Twirl that around our thumb. And we'll stick that through like that. And we pull that tight. So I'll redo it for our right-handed friends. Again, match our ends. This is a non-knot tying hand. 3 Girl Scout fingers. And again, pinch. Twirl that around our thumb. And we see our 6 there. And we stuff it through the belly of our 6. And we will pull tight. So that way we can put our... Ooh, I didn't do a good job getting it even. I guess it doesn't matter, does it?
No.
So we'll tie it that way, and then you can see we'll go next. Just going to start this. We'll start putting our peanut butter. And I ran out of peanut butter, so...
Here's a different knife.
Yes, I'm now going to borrow Kitty's knife because I'm not putting that knife back in the peanut butter. So that would be nasty. So thank you, Kitty. We'll put Kitty's knife over there so that if I need more again, we'll get it out with that knife. Now that we're done, we're going to push that aside. We'll bring our bird seed over here. And we will roll this in our bird seed. You'll see it'll pick up our bird seed real carefully. Oh, look, I'm going to bird seed my hands too, of course. Now, of course, while you're doing this, I'll go ahead and tell you now while you're watching me do this, we want to make sure that it's kind of well attached. Pat it down a little bit. Just makes a mess, as I said. You may need 1 plate and for each person. So, I might cover mine a little bit better than that, but I think you get the idea. And then I would take this outside. And I would hang this in our tree. Now you want to make sure that this doesn't go on the ground because birdseed will attract rodents.
Oh.
So unless you want rodents in your yard eating it, you want to make sure that it's hung up Get your caregiver to help you get it hung up properly. Find a good place to put it in a tree. And have fun with it. And we would show you the hanging up part, but it's raining outside. So we'll just have to tell you about it. So, campers, you ready to make your peanut butter birdseed pine cone bird feeders?
Yeah!
Awesome. And we're finished. So, you can see what we've got going on here. We will make sure that we can't take these outside today because it is raining. But we will get them outside soon. Again, get your caregiver to help you. And we haven't cleaned up our mess yet.
No,
So
we'll do that.
don't forget to clean up your mess.
Yeah, especially if your parents do this all
Yeah.
over the table.
It
and
would be a
floor.
good idea to take your tablecloth, fold it up on top of itself, and then sprinkle it outside. Just flung bird seed. Or take this and spread it and try and make sure that it ends up in your bird feeder. As you said, if you throw bird seed on the ground, you can attract rodents. So be careful with that. Clean up your mess and have fun, and don't forget to send us a picture. So, have fun. We'll see you later.
Bye.